Hello, happy Thursday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well, that you're having a good week and a good day. I'm under my same tree as last week, but it looks a little different. There's some leaves up there. This has been a crazy week. I will back up. Remember last week when I said I got in trouble with my doctor? Okay, so what happened was when I had that severe headache 2-3 weeks ago at this point, almost a month at this point, that punched in the back of my head feeling, and then I had neuropathy for 4 days and it extended down my entire body, etc., etc. He was worried that I had some potentially, not that it had happened, but I had potentially maybe had a vascular event or, at worst case scenario, a transient ischemic attack. And so he felt pretty confident that we needed to rule that out. He asked me to contact my neurologist, who's amazing. They're both amazing. I feel like I finally have doctors that it's sort of like my reward for dealing with crap doctors for so many years. And so I have these two really conscientious, nice people in my life that watch out for me. And it's a good thing. So anyway, so he wanted my neurologist to order an MRA, which is a magnetic resonance angiogram. It lights up the vasculature and makes sure that that everything's okay, that you haven't had a clot or something traumatic. I contacted my neurologist immediately. They spoke to me, I spoke to the nurse, we went back and forth, and they said that they would work me in for this week because after they spoke, they said he thought it would be okay and I should come in. I did go in. The first thing he said to me was that he did not, based on what I was saying, based on my doctor's notes, because thankfully they share the same office space, they're in the same hospital system, so he is able to go in and read all the notes and see test results, etc. So when he did that, he said, I do not think this was a vascular event. I do not think you had a TIA. What I think, potentially, it could be a case of occipital neuralgia, which is a very specific type of headache that starts in the occipital nerves and sort of works its way, they're in the back of your head, and it works its way over, through the other nerves. It's not an end of the world scenario. Is it a great thing? No. Did it hurt like heck? Yes. Does he guarantee that's what it was? No. He does not think I should have an MRA. He feels that that's an extreme way to start to rule things out. But he said he would like to have an MRI done, just to make sure. I'm sorry, I'm bouncing the phone around. I just let my neighbor pass. This is going to be awkward the next time I see him. He was walking his dogs and he looked at me like, what the hell are you doing out here under a tree? I'm filming my video. This is New York and I'm brave, right? Anyway, so I'm going to have the MRI done. Hopefully the insurance will approve it and we'll see what's what. He said he understood where my doctor was coming from because it was something new, it was something different. But he understood my point of just sort of going with it and dealing with it myself because he said he might have done the same exact thing because I've dealt with this stuff for so long and I know, honestly, if I had been scared enough to, I did tell my husband because I was scared. If my husband had said, let's go get it checked immediately, I would have done that because, my husband is like my reality touchstone. If he reacts to something, then I'm like, I better react to it because it's just, I've known him more than half my life. He is my, where I am totally dramatic, he is way chill and just like, let's calm down. And so if he reacts, I react. And just as a point of reference, if you know us in real life, if he's reacting, you better run and react because that's just the way it is. Anyway, so that was a weird sidebar, but it's true. So anyway, so that's what happened. I didn't want to give all those details last week because I hadn't seen the neurologist yet and I didn't know what he was going to say. But now I felt relieved in the first 5 minutes because he calmed me down immediately. That's just the way he is. He's a super calm person. And he said if I thought there was more than that, I would not be sitting here this calm. I would have, he said you'd be downstairs already getting the test done. So, and I know that's true. The other thing that happened this week is that I walked almost 12 miles, and it's only Thursday. On Halloween, we did this beautiful walk down to the waterfront. That's a 6-mile round trip. We went to vote and came home, gave out some candy. We had a lot of fun. My daughter and my husband and I sat outside for a while and gave out candy. It was so nice. It was amazing. Then Monday, I had to get the battery on my phone changed. I love my phone. I've had it for 4 years, but the battery was shot. gone. In fact, when I went into the Apple store, the guy said, I have never seen a battery this degraded. I was like, he said, I'm a little shocked it's still running at all. So they switched out the battery, and it's been fine, fine ever since. But when I left the Apple store, I decided, you know what, maybe I'll just walk home. And so that was another 4 miles. I don't know what I was thinking. My husband was sort of like, what are you doing? And then yesterday when I went to see my doctor, I did a bit of a walk to a pharmacy that I had to go to that makes the ketamine lidocaine compound. And then I went to the train and came home. And I said the other night, I feel like I ran a marathon or something. And they were like, you kind of did this week. I haven't walked like that since before the pandemic. I am a big walker, even though my back and my legs bother me. It almost feels like I'm a very competitive person, and I feel like it's sort of a competition, me against myself. And even if I hurt later on, I kind of feel like, well, it's a good hurt because I'm choosing to do something. That sounds really bad. Like I'm choosing to do something that would hurt me, but I'm choosing to do something that is exercise and makes my body work a little bit harder. And because if I'm just sitting around and I'm hurting, I don't know. It's just something in my own head that I feel like I have to move sometimes. And so I did. And I wish it had helped me sleep better because I have barely slept this week. But whatever. It was a good walk. I feel like I did some good, even though my back and my legs are feeling it. And I'm standing here still, which I should not be doing really for a very long time. But I'm trying to be brave. I am. There's a lot of people walking their dogs and playing softball and stuff. And it's nice. And it's cold. And I'm coloring the world orange still. I saw all the pictures of the New York bridges and stuff, and it makes me so proud and happy because it feels like people are being recognized. This is a hard thing to live with, and it's, for me, when I had my cane and stuff, people looked at me like, why are you so young and walking with a cane? You look so able and whatever and all that other crap. And it always bothered me. And it didn't matter if I had dragged myself along the ground with the cane, they still were looking at me like, you're too young to have a cane. And it's like, you know what? Walk a minute in my shoes and then tell me what I should be feeling. And now without the cane and without the weight and I look fine, quote unquote, it's super easy to say to somebody, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You look fine. And I know that's something that we all deal with. Like, define what sick should look like. Define what unwell or unable or disabled. Tell me what that should be, what the standard should be. And I'll tell you, you're full of it because it's just not that simple. How did I go down that road? Oh, the color of the world orange. So, yeah, so it's just nice to see people being recognized for this because it's a tricky thing to have to live with. But anyway, it's starting to get crowded here with the dog walkers, and I'm just standing on a hill with a coffee, filming myself. I'm trying to be brave. I really am. This is really this is not me. I don't do outside filming when I'm by myself. But anyway, I've done it now 3 weeks in a row, so yay me. Well, twice by myself. Anyway, so that's what's been happening this week. I do feel better about everything that happened. I was a little nervous when I went to see him, but I knew he would calm me down because even when he's given me kind of rough news, he has a way of taking the hysteria out of it, if that makes sense. Like he's like, okay, we'll deal with it. Whatever it is, we'll deal with it. And I believe that of him. I trust him implicitly. And it made me less afraid. And so I'm going to get the MRI done. Hopefully the insurance will approve it soon. And we'll go from there. But ultimately, he said it's just good to have a baseline. Well, not really a baseline, but where we are right now, a baseline for what's happening right this minute. And if it was occipital neuralgia, there's nothing I could do about that, but it was something different, and hopefully it won't happen again because it was very, very painful. But we'll go from there, and my nervous system is crap. It does what it wants, and there's nothing I can do about that. So anything new that happens, I now know that I am not allowed to assume. I will check in with my doctors, and I'm seeing my pain management doc in a couple weeks, and we'll go from there. But I hope wherever you are that you have a low pain, no pain, low aggravation, no aggravation kind of a day, kind of a week, kind of a weekend, because that's what we hope for. That is what we deserve. And from this beautiful hill here in the park, this gorgeous day. I was wondering where all the leaves were. At my feet. I will say goodbye for now. I will see you tomorrow via the blog, next week for another video. Be well. Bye.